Good morning, class.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good.
Good morning, class.
Good morning, ma'am.
Morning, ma'am
Okay.
Alex.
Mr. John, what can you please be a short
Yes,
prayer?
ma'am. So let's bow down our heads into the presence of the Lord. In the name of the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit. Amen. Heavenly Father, help us to be attentive always to our teachers, that we may learn and remember what our lessons for today. Amen.
Thank you, Mr. Bernardo. Before sitting, please pick up the small pieces of papers and trash below you.
Wala na po.
There's none yung may papers.
Kayo po, ma'am.
So, are you ready to learn, class?
Yes,
Yes.
ma'am.
Okay. Do you have any idea what we're going to tackle today?
No,
Based in this presentation. Yes, John Ross.
It's about doing a plot of a story.
Okay, thank you, Mr. John Ross.
Okay.
So, I will give you these handouts. You may use it for later use. So, before starting, let me ask you a question. Have you ever been bullied?
Yes, ma'am. No, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
So, everyone,
Yes, ma'am.
why are you bullied?
Because I'm small.
Because of my my
Please
figure.
stand up.
Because of my figure, I guess, ma'am. It's kind of thin.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Cano.
I was bullied before because of my physical appearance and about my size, ma'am. Since when I was in grade 7, it was and a little child, a typical child. Unlike the other classmates which were bigger than me.
Okay. How about you, Mr. Cabajo?
Um,
What were you bullied for?
I am bullied before because of my first physical appearance and
How about you, Mr. Bernard?
the same as the same as my classmate experience. I was bullied because of my physical appearance.
Okay. Thank you, everyone. So, before starting our main lesson, please get your ball pen and a piece of paper. We're going to start our spelling.
I don't have ball pen.
Meron din siya.
I don't have.
Upuan.
May I borrow?
Okay, are you ready? Is everyone ready?
Not yet, ma'am. Ito na po.
Okay, here's instructions. I will say the word you're going to spell and I will give you the meaning of the word. So, once I will only repeat it twice and you're going to answer it, okay? Okay, so let's start. Spell catechism. Catechism is an oral instruction or a summary of a religious doctrine. Catechism, an oral instruction or a summary of a religious doctrine. Catechism.
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 Done?
Okay.
Number 2. Bologna. Bologna is a large smoked sausage of beef, veal, and pork. Again, bologna. A large smoked sausage of beef, veal, and pork. Next, number 3. Gills.
Huh?
Gills. Kilns.
Hotdog.
Kills.
An oven, furnace,
Kills.
or heater enclosure used for processing a substance by burning, smoking, or drying.
Kills.
Kilns. Kilns.
Ano si Manong? Patingin nga!
Kilns.
Kills. Hindi siya na furnace. Kills.
Number 4. Callus.
Callus.
Callus. This means having calluses. Callus.
Kalyo?
Callus.
Ano yung tama na ako?
Callus. Number 5. Pygmies. Pygmies. Pygmies is any of small people of equatorial Africa under 5 feet in height. Pygmies.
Pygmies. Hindi ako tutos Kills.
Number 6. Prick.
Prick.
Prick. Prick.
Prick.
Prick.
Prick.
This means to pierce
prick.
slightly with sharp point.
Prick.
Prick.
Tusok.
Prick.
Prickle.
Prick. This means to pierce slightly with sharp point. Number 7. Bramble.
Bramble.
Bramble is a rough, prickly shrub or vine. Bramble. Bramble. Number 8. Trottle.
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 To ride, drive or proceed at a trot, or to proceed briskly or hurry.
Trottle.
Trottle. Trottle.
Bobo sa trading.
Number 9. Latch.
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 A fastener for door consisting of pivot bar that fall into a notch.
Latch. Latch.
Notch.
Latch.
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 Latch. Spell latch. Latch. Number 10. Gobble.
Gobble.
This means to swallow or eat greedily. Gobble. Okay? Please. No. No. Save that for later. We're going to check it because all of the words I wanted to spell is already here in the story. Okay. I will give you 10 minutes to read the story, The Hands of the Blacks by Luis Bernardo Hormona. So, are you done reading, guys? Class?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So now we're going to proceed with our lesson about Freytag's pyramid. Do you have any idea about what is Freytag's pyramid?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am. No.
Okay, so here's the background for Freytag's pyramid. Mr. Santos, can you please read?
Gustav Freytag, the 19th century German playwright and novelist, drew a simple triangle to represent thematic structure and highlighted 7 parts he considered necessary to storytelling: exposition, inciting incident, rising action, climax, falling action, resolution, and denouement, wrench for the ending.
Okay, thank you. So Freytag's pyramid is derived in Gustav Freytag's name because he is the one who invented it and uses it by the 19th century. Okay, so first, you guys have read the story, right? Okay, let's talk about the exposition. Mr. Kano, can you please read what is the exposition?
Exposition. This part of the story primarily introduces the major fictional elements, the setting, characters, style, etc.
Okay. Can someone please tell me what is the exposition or introduction of the story The Hands of the Black by Luis Bernardo Hanwana? Anyone? Mr. John Webb, do you have any idea?
Um, I think the exposition in the story entitled The Hands of the Blacks by Luis Bernardo Aduana is when the primary or the protagonist asks his or her teacher about the why the hands of the blacks are white.
Okay, thank you. So, who do you think are the characters introduced in the story, in the introduction? And where is the settings of the story based on the introduction? Yes, Mr. Cabaco.
The studies, right? The character of the story is a student and setting of the story is introduction.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Cabaco. So, obviously, the exposition or introduction is where these fictional elements were introduced, especially the character, the settings, and how is the tone, how is the style of the story is created. So the story has to start somewhere. And in the Paytag's pyramid, it always starts with the exposition or exposing the elements of the story. Okay? Next one is the rising action. Mr. Kana, can you please read the rising action?
Rising action. The rising action explores the story conflicts of children's lives, often they get worse in this part of the story. Rising action refers to the part of the story after the characters and setting are introduced, and where the events of the story begins to create suspense as the character faces conflict. Rising action of the story includes the events that help to lead towards the climax of the story.
Wait, please don't see. What did you understand about the rising action?
So,
What
rising
does it
action.
say primarily?
Rising action is the exposing of the conflict in the story wherein it leads to climax.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Kana. So, who can tell me what is the rising action of the story you have read earlier? Yes, Mr. Santos.
Mr. John Webb Bernardo tells a while ago that the story starts when the student start wondering or asking himself why the palm of the blacks are the only part of your body that is white. I think the rising action in the story is when the students start asking the teacher why is that possible that the only the only white part of the body of the black are only their palm, and the student is somehow not satisfied to what the teachers have answered.
Okay, so in short, the student or the narrator of the story is curious about why the blacks, why the palms of the blacks are white, unlike the rest of their body. Okay, so the story builds up the narrator's curiosity. That is the rising action. The curiosity of the narrator or the student in the story. So the next one is the climax. Mr. Bernardo, please read what is the climax.
Climax, the most intense, exciting, or important point of the story.
What do you understand about the word climax?
um, uh, based on my further readings and background knowledge about data experiment, I believe climax is somehow related to what we call the point of illumination.
Okay, thank you. So the climax is the most exciting part of the story. So what do you think is the most exciting part of the story you have read? What do you think is the most exciting, important part of the story? Anyone? So, okay, none. So, the climax of the story is where, di ba, in the rising action, his curiosity builds up. Here in the climax, his curiosity, or the narrator's curiosity, wished to its peak that he asked different person. For example, Senor Antones, the Coca-Cola man. Another one is the Senor Frias, the priest. Another one is Doña Estefania, right? His curiosity build it up. That is why when it build it up, his curiosity turns into pick that he asks different persons why the palms of the black are white. Okay? Do you understand the story now?
Yes.
Okay. Now, let's go back to the next. The falling action. Mr. Kabahu, can you please read what is the falling action?
Falling action. The falling action of the story is a section of plot following the climax in which the tension stemming from the story's central conflict decreases and story moves toward its conclusion.
So, what do you understand about the falling action?
How? Oh, well, for me, falling action is where the problems has been solved and the conflicts has been decreases.
Okay, thank you. So, in the falling action, the problems, the climax, the problem or in the climax, it is now going down. That's why it's getting its resolution in the falling action. That's why in the story, the resolution is when the narrator told to himself that I should ask my mother about it. That is the point where he will be he will be have a he will have a peace of mind why the palms of the black are the only white part of their body. Okay? Do you understand the story? What again is the falling action or the resolution for the story The Hands of the Black? Yes, Mr.
The falling action in the story is when the narrator himself or herself asks his or her mother about the truth on why the palms of the hands of the blacks are what.
Okay, thank you. Exactly. So, for the last part of the fragrance pyramid, the denouement. Denouement. Mr. Kana, please read.
You know, the final part of the story, which the strands of the clock are drawn together and matters are explained or listened. So, as what we have discussed, elucidating the part of falling action, where the conflicts are soon to be solved. So, in the Dinoma, the story has been resolved.
Okay, thank you. So, what do you think? What do you think is the denouement or the ending of the story? How does it happen? Yes, Mr. Kana again.
So, like what you have used in the falling action, we have his peace of mind is going to ask his mother. In the Dinoma, he already asked his mother And her mother described or elucidate to him that there are different qualities and traits which individual has.
Yes, thank you. So the denouement here, or the ending, is where the narrator or the student already has the peace of mind because he is contented on what her mother have said why why the blacks palm are only the white in their body. Okay, do you understand the story?
Yes,
ma'am.
Um, can someone please tell me the summary of the story, The Hands of the Black, by using all of this all together? Going to
Pag nakasagot ko sa kanya lahat.
can someone please? Yes, Mr. Santos.
The summary of the story is a boy or narrator to be exact. The narrator start wondering why the only part of the body of the blacks uh, are 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 their hands. Why is it the only part that is white? And then try to ask different individuals um, and try to ask different individuals why is it possible or why is it happen and and somehow this narrator um, didn't feel that the the answer of those people um, didn't didn't fulfill what 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 um why the palms of the blocks are like that, and then finally come to a realization to ask his or her mother to clarify things out regarding the, the said dilemma. And then when he or she asked his or her mother, um, his or her mother finally, um, you know, satisfied his curiosity.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Santos.
Thank you, ma'am.
That's wonderful. That's very good. Now we're going to proceed in using the words, using where is the paper you use in spelling? Okay, choose two words in the selection and use it in your own sentence. I will give you
1 minute.
3 minutes to create a sentence
Verbally or
written, and you're going to present it in front. Just choose two and use it in a sentence. Use it in a sentence and you're going to present it in front. Is everyone done? One more minute. Okay, time's up. Time's up, ends up. Ends up. So who's going to present first? Yes, Mr. Kana. Please recite your word and what word you have chosen.
Catechism. The group often consulted the greatest recreational catechism for offense.
Okay, thank you. Number 1.
Freak. The latest news freaked them out.
Okay, thank you. Next.
Ako.
Yes, Mr. Bernardo.
The two words I've chosen are total and balloon. Okay, for the first one, my friend drives his motor in full total. Number one,
Please, very much.
my mother loves to book balloon.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Bernardo. Next, Mr. Cabajo.
The word I have chosen are calluses and kidneys.
Okay, go.
I have calluses under my feet because of walking barefoot last night. Kidneys are native of Africa.
Thank you, Mr. Cabajo.
Anton.
Next.
The words that I've chosen are pygmies and baloney.
Okay, go.
Pygmies are a group of individuals who used to catch fish in ice, ice, watery ice.
Okay, thank you.
But next is baloney. Next is baloney. Baloney is John with Bernardo's favorite food.
Okay, thank you, everyone. So, help yourself to find a partner. We're going to have a group activity, partner activity.
I go for time with Bernardo.
Okay,
Let's
please choose a partner.
D.
Please choose a partner.
Who's my partner?
I chose
Go.
Who's my partner?
Hurry up.
Who's my partner?
ito na lang si Eric.
Why hindi naman gagawin
Hurry up. Okay, do you have your partners now?
Yes.
Okay. Choose 1, 2, 3.
2.
2. 1, 2, 3. 1.
Number one.
Okay. Flip to the next page.
Wala, may story.
Okay. The group who chooses number 1 will
Little Master.
going to read the Little Red Riding Hood. Okay, the group number 2, who chooses number 2, right?
Yes.
Will read the story Sleeping Beauty. Okay. So here's what you're going to do. You're going to analyze what is the exposition, rising action, climax, falling action, and denouement of the story, and by using this, how the frequency pyramid. And at the end, you're going to summarize it in one. First, you're going to identify the exposition, the rising action, climax, falling action, and denouement. Is everyone ready?
Yes.
The group that I will going to have a few presents. Okay? I will give you 5 minutes to identify. I will give you 5 minutes to read the story and to identify these parts, and another 5 minutes in presenting what you have gathered. Okay? Do you understand?
Yes.
Okay, go. So, is everyone done reading? Is everyone done? Okay, 2 groups, heads or tails?
Heads.
Yes.
Which one is head?
Head, tails. Heads, heads or tails?
Heads, tails. I don't have a choice, so
Tails. Okay, heads, you're going to present first.
Akala ko pa isa lang present. No. Not.
Okay, go.
so actually,
You have the stage you're going
good
first.
morning, rather. So this is the Freytag's pyramid of the Little Red Riding Hood. So first, the exposition. In exposition, the story Little Red Riding Hood was it was the introduction of the mother, the grandma, and the child, of course, who will going to bring a custard on his grandmother who have ill that time. So the rising action, while she was at her voyage to bring the custard on her grandmother, she met the wolf. And the rising action, or the climax rather, the climax is where the wolf pretend as her grandmother, and this is the part where the Little Red Riding Hood has almost been victimized by the wolf. The falling action was the failure of the wolf when he wanted to eat the Little Red Riding Hood. The Noma was when the wolf this is when the wolf fell upon the Little Red Riding Hood and had her at all up.
Okay, thank you. Are you satisfied with your report? Okay, next group.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm here to report the summary of Bsed pyramid summary using Bsed pyramid, which is exposition. The exposition of Sleeping Beauty is when her mother Sleeping Beauty's mother was, were pregnant at that time, and when Sleeping Beauty has been born, in her first birthday, there's a 12 wise women. Actually 13 wise women are in their kingdom, but only 12 has been invited, and because of that, the 13 wise women seek for revenge because of being uninvited and curse the little girl, which is the rising action. And the climax was when Sleeping Beauty was 15 years old. She was torn by needle, and she has been fall asleep for 100 years. And the falling action was when the 100 years has been passed. There's a lot of prince that try to go there and sleep and wake Sleeping Beauty, break the curse. They have been failed, but there's the one prince that has been brave enough and continue his journey to break the curse of Sleeping Beauty, and in the end he succeed, and he and Sleeping Beauty is married.
Okay, thank you. So, congratulations everyone. You've done well. You've all done well. So, I don't need to choose, but congratulations to the both of you. Congratulations to the both of you.
Wala ka.
Hoy!
Okay, so what have you learned so far to our discussion?
The Freytag's Pyramid.
Yes, Mr. Kano?
The Freytag's Pyramid, ma'am, which uh, describe that the plot has different parts or elements, which are exposition, rising action, climax, falling action, and denouement.
Okay, thank you. So, before dismissing the class, you are going to have an assignment. So, your assignment is choose a story you like and pick 10, 10 unfamiliar words and use it in a sentence. You get me?
Yes.
Yeah, and another one is that story, you're going to summarize the story or use the plot of the story by using Freytag's pyramid. Is that okay?
Yes.
Okay, Mr. Bernardo, please repeat what I have said.
Our assignment for the next meeting is we will choose a particular story and we will get unfamiliar words from it and we will use it in a sentence. And also another assignment is we will make a plot of our chosen story using the free text pyramid.
Okay, thank you everyone. I hope you've learned from me today. Goodbye, class.
Goodbye, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am Irish.
Okay, thank you. You may go.
Thank you,
Yay!